Hey, you're listening to Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady Hooker, and live on Skype, we haven't seen him for a while, it's Phid.
Hey, nice to be back.
Even if it is from a Huntley Macca's.
It is from a Huntley Macca's. I'm currently on my way to Auckland, but I'm happy to be on the show.
We're happy to have you on. So Raw opens up with The Authority, and they pretty much started an internet phenomenon now, $9.99.
$9.99. I have no idea how much the network's worth, but I know that Triple H has got a massive thing for those three numbers.
Yeah, he's pushing it quite hard. I'm pretty sure it was all throughout the night. The commentators, everybody, just $9.99.
I mean, at first I was thinking, okay, you're pushing this a bit hard, but it began to be very funny. I enjoyed the joke. Be interesting to see how many memes and stuff come out over the next week about it.
Yeah, but the best part, I'm pretty sure, is as of now, the network's available in New Zealand for everybody?
It is available, and I've actually been using it for the last month and a half anyway. I was on the New Zealand test team, and it is amazing, and it's well worth the $9.99 US you're going to be paying for it.
Yeah, what is that in New Zealand, like 15?
No, it works out to be about $12 something, because what they are going to be charging is that US $9.99. So it works out to be about $12.99. Might be closer to $15 when you pay the conversion fee.
Yeah. Sweet. The opening match, we got a last man standing match between Kane and Roman Reigns.
These are two guys that I think could absolutely have a phenomenal match, but I don't think an opening segment in Raw is long enough to be able to establish a great match.
Yeah, it's weird to have a last man standing match on Raw, not just the starting match even.
Yeah, exactly. I actually had the feeling that they were trying to kick off the show with something amazing, and the match just didn't fit.
No.
Like I said, these two behemoths could have had an absolutely amazing match, I reckon. I mean, even Kane at his age is still having some really good active matches, so it was a letdown, but we'll see.
Yeah. I think it was just to push Roman Reigns as the big guy who can hopefully take down Orton at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, and I get the feeling at the moment that that Reigns is slowly being built as being maybe that next top guy to fill the void that eventually will be left by Cena.
Yeah. All because Daniel Bryan got injured.
Yeah, well, Daniel's definitely going to be a top guy for a long time anyway, but I don't think they're ready to rely on him yet.
He might be the Rock to Roman Reigns' Austin.
Exactly. Or maybe even the other way around.
True. Still debatable about which of those were bigger in the Attitude Era.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, I think when we can look back in hindsight and say they were both on par with each other, to be honest.
Yeah. So in the second match of the night, we got Mark Henry returning to squash Damien Sandow.
And what a perfect match to bring him back with, establishing him as that monster that we all know him as, and Sandow just business as usual.
Yeah, dress up as some dude, get squashed, walk out, collect the paycheck.
Look, I haven't been on the show for a while, so I'm not sure how you guys feel about Sandow's plummet from grace.
It's mixed.
Yeah, see, I have no doubt that Brandon probably loves it because he loves this gimmicky stuff.
Yeah.
But to me, I think it's a shame because I actually loved the Sandow genius gimmick that he had.
You're in my boat.
Yeah. And I think this is a waste of Sandow's talents.
Okay. Well, for a few weeks in a row now, we've got weird Adam Rose segments, not matches, and this time he looked into the Oculus mirror and saw himself in a suit.
I'm starting to wonder whether they're killing this guy before they even give him a chance.
Yeah, I think they are.
They had an amazing build-up to him coming in. I actually like his character.
Most people do.
But yeah, when are they going to give this guy a fair chance? give him a good match, give him someone to fight, show us how talented this guy is. For those people who haven't watched NXT, we haven't really had a good chance to see what he's like.
True. I think Josh noted a while ago, while he wasn't on the show, that the man in the suit looked very much like Leo Kruger.
Ah.
If we could possibly be seeing a throwback to that.
Yeah, possibly.
So we got 2 Beat the Clock challenge matches. The first one was Dean Ambrose's, and he took on the now fired Alberto Del Rio.
Yes. I always love these Beat the Clock challenges. It's a good, quick, easy gimmick to pull off on a Raw. Especially when you get to that second match, you can build some awesome intensity. And I think the small thing that you just chucked in there was the key component in this match is ADR is no longer with us. And I know it wasn't his last televised match, but I think if we were going to remember him, maybe this should be one of the ones that we should.
Yeah. It's still weird. Some people still don't believe he's fired.
I'm in the camp where I'm actually starting to believe this may be a work, because they've been tweeting about it. The official WWE account actually made sarcastic comments about it, about him being fired. I mean, usually they don't even acknowledge on thing via Twitter if someone's been released.
Yeah, but the guy he slapped, as far as I read, is the social media guy, so...
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, I work in the social media and tech business, so it's considered a big no-no to put any personal opinion sort of across in their corporate account. So maybe he should be being fired as well for tweeting his own personal business from the WWE account.
Yeah, I have no idea, because there's also people pointing out that when the fired article went up, they used his ring name and they didn't wish him well on his future endeavors and
exactly.
stuff like that.
It's all these small sort of things that they haven't done that sort of make me start to wonder if it is a work. But in saying that, there's also news out there that he may be featuring on a AAA pay-per-view this weekend.
So you never know what's going to happen with him.
Exactly.
Okay, so we'll jump into our classic entrance theme of the week. It's Demolitions. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady and Phid. We'll jump into the next match, Rusev versus Sin Cara, but entirely on the WWE app.
Yeah, entirely on the app. Weird.
Yeah.
Definitely trying to push for downloads of that app, aren't they?
I think so. I guess a Rusev match is the perfect length for the WWE app.
Yeah, how do you feel about the push he's getting at the moment?
I feel like he needs it to start off his career, but I don't know how far they can go with it.
I'm starting to wonder how long, with the current political climate at the moment, how far they can push the gimmick.
There's nothing wrong with Mother Russia right now.
There's all sorts going on over there, but in saying that, WWE are well known for taking advantage of these political issues and making it an interesting storyline.
They're also well known for firing Muhammad Hassan right in the middle of his angle.
Yeah, well, that's a good point as well. So we have no idea where they're going to take it, do we?
No, but they did switch him from being Bulgarian to Russian, so they could always just switch him back.
Exactly.
So we got Cesaro versus Dolph Ziggler.
Ziggler, I'm loving the fact that Ziggler's finally starting to get some decent time again.
Yeah.
And it's almost like we started seeing a downtrodden Ziggler over the last couple of months, and we're starting to definitely see that ambitious, strong worker that we were all rooting for a year ago. He's pulling off some great matches at the moment,
and he's got a match for the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam.
And I am firmly behind him on this one. And to be honest, I think the stadium will be fully behind Ziggler.
Yep. But see, also as a second part to this match, we're seeing the fall of Cesaro.
Yeah, well, is it really the fall of Cesaro?
I think so. I think Cesaro has been fallen ever since he dropped from being a Heyman guy.
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think they're going to possibly look at cutting him down before rebuilding him.
Yeah.
I don't like the rugby player image that he's had, even though they're not acknowledging it. He still has the rugby player look that they launched him with. He needs, and you know how much I don't like the gimmicks. I actually think he needs something.
Just give him one anywhere.
Yeah.
So, yep.
No, yeah, like I was just about to say, I think they're just going to cut him down and rebuild him.
Okay. So Paige on main event, I think, no, SmackDown, pushed AJ off the stage and supposedly hurt her neck, and now wants her to get well soon.
I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving the whole Paige AJ thing. The frenemies story is just coming across awesome. I love it.
I can't tell who's crazier.
And that's what I love. I think the insincere Paige, she actually pulls off the insincerity a lot better than AJ does, but AJ pulls off that I'm absolutely nuts thing better, and they're both amazing ring workers as well. We're starting to definitely see a stronger Divas division with these two at the head of it.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see the other girls from NXT start to filter through the system.
Yeah. And at SummerSlam, it should be a great match if they give it the time.
If they give it the time, please, WWE, give these girls a chance. Now is the best chance in any to go back to having a Divas division that we take seriously. I honestly don't think we've had amazing Divas matches since Michelle McCool left.
Fair enough on that call. I'd agree.
Yeah.
So up next, we've got Gold Star, or whatever we're going to call them, returning to the ring to defeat Rybaxel.
How do you feel about the whole Stardust thing?
I love it as a temporary thing.
Exactly, and that's how I feel too. I don't think he's going to be able to work full time like his brother did as a character.
No.
I have a sneaking suspicion this may be building to that match that we've all been clamouring for the last 2 years, and Goldie himself started the idea on Twitter.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of next year's brother versus brother match.
Definitely. I think Stardust is great. It's entertaining me. He's getting to the point where he's creepier than his brother. But
right?
But do I want Cody Rhodes to be known as Stardust going forward in his career? No.
Which is definitely the one good thing that this is going to prove, and surely Vinnie Mac sitting at the back watching this, is that he is got a lot more levels to him as a performer than we all thought he had.
Yeah.
He's pulled off the pretty boy. He's pulled off the crazy masked wrestler. He's now gone and shown he can do a whole different level of crazy. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so Kane appears. He gave his mask up to the authorities, so I'm guessing he's heading back to corporate, Kane.
I'm over this. Seriously, the mask means nothing now.
Yep.
I actually think at this point now we cannot put the mask back on him. We've treated that as such an unimportant part of his character in the last couple of years. He's had it on, he's had it off, he's had it on, he's had it off. It's become so pointless now, I don't think they can put it back on him.
Yeah, it seems weird that they're flicking him from corporate to Monster and back.
Exactly. It's like somebody in creative had the idea to put it back on him, and then they have decided to go back on it. They can't commit to an idea at the moment with him.
I think Kane needs one last hurrah.
He does. The funny thing is, I mean, I put him and Big Show in the same sort of group. They're two guys who have been around for around about the same amount of time, yet they both work really well in the ring still.
Yeah.
They may not be as fast as they used to be, but they're still good ring workers. So as much as I think sometimes that, okay, they're ready for their last runs, they go and have an amazing match that makes you go, okay, maybe they've got another couple of years in them. So
Yeah,
But I do think the Kane character, they might have actually finally put the nail in the coffin, so to speak, with Kane as a character.
true. But see, when we're talking about these old guys still running it, we still got Jericho and the RVDs.
Yeah, exactly. And Jericho, well, that guy's still working amazingly well.
Yeah, RVD not so much.
Yeah, he seems to be a shadow of his former self.
Yeah, I feel like beating RVD used to be like beating Jericho, but nowadays it's just beating another mid-carder.
Exactly. Probably one of the highest paid mid-carders on their roster.
Yeah,
I get the feeling they're almost looking after one of the old boys when it comes to him.
true. Maybe Heyman being in WWE's helping him out a little.
Exactly, he's helping him pay the bills.
So we've got time. We'll jump into our current entrance theme of the week. This time it's Rowan and Harper's Swamp Gas. And you're back with the Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady and Phid. So Fid's actually got to head off. He's on his way to Auckland now.
I am on my way to Auckland, all juiced up and had breakfast at Macca's and good to go. But it's been awesome being back on the show anyway.
So it is, man. Hopefully we'll have you back on sometime.
Okay then.
See ya. But luckily, miracle of time, live on Skype, we got Brandon.
Hello.
Fid's tagged out. We're in. So we'll just keep rolling through. Chris Jericho, Luke Harper. Now both of the Wyatt family are banned from ringside.
Yeah, that kind of ruins a bit of points for me in the draft, but I think it kind of makes the match better. I think it's better than having a Bray Wyatt win with interference. I'd rather see Bray Wyatt win without interference, and I think that this allows it to happen.
But see, if we were looking at it this way, they keep saying Jericho doesn't want a 3-on-1 match. But Jericho's already beaten Bray with those guys being around.
Yeah, but they were also thrown out of the match from ringside. So you could argue that Bray Wyatt could be at a disadvantage here.
True.
But I think Jericho could want it because they were thrown out before. So they could wind up being thrown out again. And I think that's what got in Bray Wyatt's head last time.
Fair enough. But this time, since they're gone from the start, he won't have that distraction.
Yeah.
So next match, Diego, Fandango, and it turns out Slayer are staying with Diego, maybe?
Yeah, it seems like it. Instead of hopping from the next guy to the next guy, it looks like they may be sticking with Diego here.
Or it could have just been a small thing, so they could have had Hornswoggle be Fandango's dancer, and then you got the two little guys.
Yeah, Hornswoggle and El Torito have a lot of rich history. I think it's one of the best feuds of all time. So it was nice to see that again.
But pretty much the squash match got outrun by the amount of people at ringside and the dancing afterwards.
Yeah, it was crazy. There were like 6 people at ringside, I think.
Probably. Yep, 6. I'm counting 6. 9 if we count the commentators.
Yeah, it's
Like
all
20.
crazy.
But yeah, I think, are we Fandango downhill, or is he going to come back?
I think he's going to come back. I think that the fans like him, to be honest with you. I think that he will become a good guy out of this.
As the Fandango character?
I don't think there's anything wrong with the Fandango character. I think the fans find him interesting, and I think they like his in-ring work, so I think he has a lot going for him, despite not appearing on TV as much and losing a lot.
Okay. So, Bo Dallas versus the man who broke the streak.
Yeah, I can't believe R-Truth, of all people, would break Bo Dallas' streak. If you asked me 2 weeks ago and said R-Truth would break the streak next week, I would have said, what the hell are you on?
I think everyone would have.
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, it seems like they're going to go with Bo Dallas versus R-Truth on the pre-show.
Yeah, I'd guess that. They have one each now. You need a small match to go on the pre-show, unless we're going to put 2 on it again.
Yeah, I think they should put 2 on it again because it allows other guys to get on the card. But then again, we also have a lumberjack match.
True, that does pretty much swallow up all of the guys.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing since Dean Ambrose... Oh, we haven't really... We'll just talk about it now. Beat the Clock Challenge. Seth Rollins was in it. And he did not beat the time.
He did not beat the time. Heath Slater beat Seth Rollins.
Does that mean Heath Slater gets to pick the stipulation?
That would have been pretty awesome. But, wow, I still can't believe one half of Slater Gator defeated Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw.
But Dean did thrash the briefcase around.
Yeah, he filled it with soda, popcorn, and even JBL's hat. So you could argue that he put everything in there but the kitchen sink.
But yeah, he's trying to completely throw him off his game. I think this is going to be definitely a psychological feud.
Yeah, because I believe Seth Rollins has not been pinned or tapped out ever since he turned on the Shield. So I think that was a good move by Dean Ambrose to get Seth Rollins off the idea that he can win everything and everything. But
True.
then again, that could be beneficial for Rollins because he's not sucked up and conceited, because he knows that there's a good chance he could lose at SummerSlam.
True. But, so Dean Ambrose got to choose the stipulation, and of all of the stipulations in the world, he went with Lumberjack.
People complained and complained about this, but from a standpoint, it does make sense, because Seth Rollins, he ran away and escapes from Dean Ambrose. It seems like every time Dean Ambrose gets his hand on Rollins, even at Battleground when he got his hands on Rollins, Seth Rollins got in his car and drove away. So, being this a lumberjack match, that Rollins cannot escape, and if he tries to escape, he's going to get beat up.
Cage match.
Yeah, that also would have been beneficial, but it also allows Rollins to escape.
Yeah, but then
and
he wins
if he
the
does
match.
escape, he wins.
I don't know, I just feel like a lumberjack match would be quite a letdown for this match that we've been hyping up for a couple of months now.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a bigger match than this down the line, so they could also have done that to make it smaller than a future match.
True. This may continue the blow-off. They might just do what they did last time, not necessarily ban Dean, but have some weird gimmicky finish to it.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to win at SummerSlam.
The person who wins at SummerSlam probably won't win the feud overall, is my guess.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
So Rod Van Dam just randomly shoved off the card.
Yeah, I read that he was not cleared yet, but he did compete at a live event that week, I think.
Okay.
So I think they did that just to get RVD on television, but I like what they did. It gave Heath Slater a win on Raw.
Anything that gives Slater a win.
Yeah, well, anything with Slater Gator, I'm happy with it.
So the main segment was a contract signing.
Yeah, I did not see Stephanie McMahon pedigreeing both Bella Twins at all. I did not see it coming.
And Triple H somehow pinning Brie in the corner without putting his hands on her.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting and kind of clever.
Because that was tiptoeing a line there.
I don't think it was, because he didn't really put her hands on her, so I think it was good to go.
So we're going to have this match. It's going to be... There's no way Stephanie can back out and put Karma in or anything like that.
Well, she could add a stipulation,
True.
because she is one of the principal owners of the WWE or something like that, so she can pretty much do anything she wants.
But yeah, so Stephanie... I don't think she'll win.
I don't really know who's going to win, because, to be honest, I could see Stephanie McMahon winning this match, but then again, I do not see a rematch at Night of Champions.
No.
But then again, on the other hand, they're trying to make Night of Champions some huge pay-per-view, so they could do that again. It's like we have, like, everything on, like, each side.
But will Brie Stephanie pull?
I'm not too sure.
I have a feeling, like, I know they've been training hard out to make sure it doesn't, but I think it might tank.
Yeah, I think they're going to add, like, a different aspect to it. Maybe, like, another diva, like Alicia Fox, or even a return, like Karma, or something like that.
Okay. Well, it's been great talking to you.
Great talking to you, too.
So you can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wrestling Roundup Radio, or our Twitter page, twitter.com/Wrestling Radio, or our recently remade website, wrestlingroundup.host22.com, wrestlingroundup.host22.com. And I'll see you next week.